Sinita, you will hear the bell 3 times. Are you ready?
Yes. I think we have been in a situation where we run out when we turn the lights off in a dark room. But why do we do that? For me personally, I do that because I'm scared of ghosts. But I often hear adults, mostly my parents, say that they're not scared of these little ghosts, they're scared of humans. And I've always wondered why. Because humans, we don't have natural powers like ghosts do. We're not the fastest mammal, and we're definitely not the strongest either. So why are we scared? But now that I've somewhat grown up, I can understand why we're scared of humans. That is because we have no knowledge of whether the human is a normal citizen, a psychopath, or even a murderer. Good morning, everyone. I'm Khiev Sinita from grade 11, and today I'm going to present on why humans are terrifying. Since ancient times, humans have shown many ways or many methods that they do in order to survive, one of them being hunting. In ancient time, humans used something called persistent hunting to tire out their prey. What they would do is they would chase the animals until their legs give out and they just fall to the floor. But how can we do that exactly? Simple. First, we sweat. Human sweat help us run longer and further. We, unlike other mammals, we have no body hair, or we have less body hair, we have no fur, and we have high density of sweat glands. We call ourselves as the champion of sweats or whatever, which allows us to cool down our body faster than animals who rely on panting. Second one, we have fat. We use fat, of course, when there's lack of food, but fat is also a primary source when running or when doing exercises. And lastly, we have our legs, our 2 legs, which are primary for running. We have 2 legs which we move, and that requires less energy than animals that use 4 legs, which means that our muscle work less and we get tired, not more than animal, if you know what I mean. Of course, animals doesn't possess any of these qualities. The sad thing is, after the end of every single hunt, this animal would just lie on the floor, their legs are tired, and they just gave up completely, which allows humans to kill them easily. In the present, humans have inherited Earth. We have manipulated chemicals and metals into powerful nuclear weapons, and this is all because of our determination to do so. And lastly, we can even lose half of our blood and we can still survive. This determination is even shown in history, where humans have survived, we have repopulate, rebuilt, and remake everything even after we lost them in major wars and diseases. Let's take the plague of Justinian, for example. It started in 541 and lasted until 549 CE. It is the first ever documented pandemic in human history, and it has killed 25 to 50 million people. And reporters say that at its peak, over 10,000 people died in a single day. That is truly terrifying. The second one is the Black Death. The Black Death started in 1347, and it is one of the most significant events ever in European history. It only spread in European, and it has caused an effect on its population, its agriculture, and its economics. It lasted until 1353, and in its 6 or 7 years, it has killed over 50% of Europeans' population, and it has earned its title as the most fatal pandemic ever in human history. And lastly, we have the Holocaust. I think some of us might be familiar with it, but the Holocaust is a genocide during World War II. It was created by the Nazis and its contributors, and its purpose was to kill Jews. And the time that it lasted, it has killed over 6 million Jews. And the method that it used is mostly through mass shooting and through poisoning their chambers. You see, even after these 3 big diseases or big wars or disasters, humans have still survived. Not only have they survived, they have also built a ton of new technology. Now let me introduce you to one of the most dangerous ideas that humans have ever thought of. And it is the rod from God. Just the name alone, it's already scary, right? Basically, rod from God or rod of God is a concept of launching a 20 feet massive raw tungsten into orbit and dropping it at a specific target or specific place. It's honestly terrifying because it can drop at a specific place, so it can drop to you specifically and not harm any other people surrounding it. And this is not just an idea that human created. It is entirely possible, which means that if they wanted, they could build this rod from God at any time and anywhere they wanted, and we wouldn't even know. But however, it was dropped a few years back because it was too expensive and apparently inhumane. Hearing rod from God is honestly terrifying when you realize that the railroad was only invented 200 years ago. Our airplane, which is the fastest resource or the fastest transportation source, is invented only 125 years ago. Our space flight, invented 75 years ago, and the internet that we use every single day was invented only 35 years ago. You can tell that technology keeps growing and growing day by day. We have AI, our spaceflight is resuming, and our lifespan has increased 50 years since ancient time. To conclude, humans have done everything in their power to destroy our planet, and yet they still want more. They still want to find, they still want to conquer every single spot on our planet, whether it's the mountains that are too high to climb, space that is beyond our understanding, oceans that's too deep to swim, and even caves that are too small to fit. Even after all of this, we forge a new path, we never give up, and we still think it's not enough. So yes, humans really are terrifying. Thank you.
The Khiev International School is the best place for your child's education.